As of right now, I always like Sharon as a character. You know, I like her voice acting. Masterine! Masterine! What's going on, Corillo, and welcome back to another Kiseki vid. On today's video, I want to do a Chosen Koshio 3 character tier list. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now, but today's the day, man. It's early in the morning. I feel motivated to make this video, and let's talk about this video real quick. Why I'm gonna be doing here. So basically, I'm gonna be ranking pretty much every single character in the game. Besides the NPC students, I'm not gonna be doing NPC students. I feel like the video is gonna go too long. But however, I do wanna make a breakdown video of me talking about every single character in this game up to Koshio 3. Since I've been working on Koshio 1 and Koshio 2 reviews, I kind of have like a fresh mind. And since the last Kiseki game I played in English was Koshio 3, I might as well do like a Koshio 3 tier list and then compare once I play Koshio 4, make a Koshio 4 character tier list. But nonetheless, I'm gonna be talking about everybody waifu, what everybody waifu sucks basically on this video. So as you guys can see, you have a God tier list, S rank, S tier list, A tier list, high tier list, good support, and so forth. This is all, of course, it's just gonna be my opinion of every character, of how much they have been an impact on the game, basically. But without further ado, let's start. Let's start with the show of the game here. Where is my guy? This Rin right here. So let's start with Rin, because I feel like Rin is the best way to start this. Basically, Rin, of course, Rin is a character that I really cannot connect with him that much. You know, in my opinion, he's the weakest MC out of all the Kiseki games. That I kind of like of Rin is always has been his powers, his demonic power or Ogu power, you guys whatever want to call it. That is the only thing that Rin sort of I kind of like about him. But other than that, Rin is pretty much a boring character to me, to be completely honest. But that is the only thing I can say about Rin that I like. It's kind of that character that doesn't say much other than his motivational speeches, of course. But Rin, it's just a character that is there for me. He's there. You know, he's very fun to play Rin, because Rin is very good, you know, in the gameplay mechanic. Rin is very good. But other than that, Rin is just, as a character, he really doesn't, I feel like he doesn't really shine that much as an MC. You know, Rin is a character that is just always there, you know. Alright, so moving on. That's Rin. I'm gonna put it as a good support. I really do not think Rin is really that good of an impact on the game, besides, you know, him being fun, just being a fun character to play in. Let's talk about Sir Free now, since I feel like Rin and Crow go back to back at each other. So I'm gonna put him on bad support. So Sir Free is of course Crow, but Sir Free is basically, I guess you can say, Sir Free is basically Crow, but without the Crow mirrors, basically. Sir Free, you know, when they were promoting Koshio 3. Right, you guys remember Koshio 3 when they promoted Koshio 3? Not Nisa, but I'm talking about not Nisa, but Falcon. Falcon was basically there was a promo pic that they show at they show Rin basically with the sword, and then in the back, I thought, did you guys see that picture? I thought the person that was behind Rin was Rin in his demon transformation, you know, with the white hair, but that is actually Crow. I thought when Chosen Koshio 3 was gonna come out, I thought Rin was gonna be like a teacher during the day, and like a undercover police or undercover military guy during the nighttime. You know, I thought it was gonna be something like that, but of course, as more promo pics start coming out, it was actually Sir Free that is behind Rin. It's not Rin with the white hair. I was very disappointed with the way Crow is handled on Koshio 3. You know, they did a whole ending with Koshio 2, and they basically decided to bring him back on Koshio 3. I've never been a fan of that kind of stuff, man. You know, you kill characters in the finale, in quotation mark, but then you bring them back in the next game. I had never been a fan of that. I had never been a fan of fake depths, and that's why he's in bad support. I feel like Sir Free doesn't bring nothing much to Koshio 3. If you guys think about it, if you take out the cutscenes of Sir Free, like think about all the time he shows up on Koshio 3. If you take him out of the game, I don't think the game will change much at all, because he only shows up basically at the ending of the conflict, and he says a couple of lines and then leaves. Sir Free doesn't really bring that much of an impact to Cold Shield 3 story at all. You know, he's just there, says, "Oh yeah, I knew, I'd be watching you," and then he just leaves. You know, Sir Free is a joke of a character. I have to be completely honest. I do not like Sir Free. He doesn't really bring much to the table at all. All right, let's bring in someone from new class 7. Well, let's talk about Kurt for a second. So let's talk about Kurt. Kurt, I'm gonna put him mid tier. Kurt is okay character. I think he brings a lot to the table. I don't have nothing much to say about Kurt. You know, I like his fighting style. He uses 2 swords. He's a dual wielding guy. But I don't have much to say about Kurt, so let's just moving on. I like the character though. I don't have nothing negative to say, much positive either. Let's talk about Agate. I'm gonna put Agate on high tier. So Agate, actually no, I'm gonna put it on good support, put it in front of rain. So Agate or Agate. I've been pronouncing his name wrong for almost a decade now, until Nisa released basically the game here in the West, and they decided to go with the pronunciation of Agate. So Agate is a character, of course, debuted in the very first Kiseki games. It's one of my favorite characters of all time. I don't have much to say, you know. I like what he's doing on Cold Shield 3, that he wants to find out what happened in Hamel. I do not like what they did with the S-Craft. I think I already said this a couple of times already. They butchered his S-Craft. He should have said Dragon Dive as he's coming down, and Nisa basically just butchered that. That's the only thing that I dislike that Nisa did with Agate. They had to change the voice actor, but the voice actor, in my opinion, he did a good job with Agate as a character. So I like Agate more, of course, than Rin, so I'm gonna put him on front. Alright, so let's moving on here. Who we also, let's talk about Tina now that I've been talking about Agate. Tina is also a mid-tier character. She's okay. Tina in this game, she's basically trying to learn more technology stuff with Professor Smith, if I'm not mistaken, the old man. Let's see if I can find the old man on this list real quick. Where's the old man at? That professor that is always just cares about his research only. I cannot find him on the list. There's too many characters here. Where are you? Where are there? You are. This is Smish. This is the professor. You know, he's basically training Tita, or basically the slave of Tita, you can say. I don't have much to say about the old man either. You know, he isn't exactly a bad character or a boring character. He does have his place in the game. And Tita is just there to learn more about technology, to basically become the next prodigy of technology in the burn, basically. So that's what I can say about Tita and Smith. So let's moving on here. There's a lot of characters, guys. You guys can see it. This video is gonna be a long video. I already can tell, because I'm just gonna be talking about everyone here. Let's talk about Emma. So Emma's actually one of the good support, in my opinion, in the game. So Emma is a character that should have been given more focus in the first Kiseki game, in the first and second Kiseki game, because Emma plays a big part of the game due to the fight of the lore situation. You know, she's a witch, and I cannot talk about Emma without talking about the cat. So let's talk about both of them at the same time, shall we? I'm gonna put the cat on meh. So let's talk about both of these cats. Talking about Emma and Celine. So Celine is a talking cat that is always explaining about the lore. Basically, you know, she helps Emma push through the boundaries and help Rin become basically an awakener, or, you know, lead him to Baltimore, basically. I feel in my personal opinion, I think it would have been better if Celine, only Emma could understand Celine, instead of having being her being a talking cat, because I feel like she takes a lot of attention out of Emma, and I feel like Celine and Emma could have been just one character. They could be just one character together instead of just separating both of them. That's my personal opinion. I feel like Celine, if you take her out of the game, you could have give all the dialogue that Celine does to Emma, and I feel like Emma would have been a more appealing character than Celine, you know? That's just my personal opinion. I feel like Celine doesn't really bring much to the table. She's not exactly a bad support, but she's kind of like one of those characters that could have been merged. Her dialogue could have been merged with Emma and give Emma more spotlight in the first few Coastal games. So that's my personal opinion of it. That's my personal opinion about as of right now. You know, playing Coastal 3 in English. Playing Coastal 4 in English is gonna be a whole different opinion, but we're gonna wait until that one. Alright, so let's talk about another character about Gaius. Gaius is another character that I feel like is So guys, let's talk about Gaius for a second. Gaius is basically one of the characters that people could agree on that he could have been taken out of the game, nothing will change until this game because he becomes a Dominion now. At the end of Cold Steel 3, it is revealed that he's a Dominion now, and that's basically the biggest perk that he has right now. He has more significant now because he's a Dominion, so he's gonna be playable basically, or be showing up a lot more often in future Kiseki games. Gaius is the only character in the entire cast that feels like his character development happened off screen. Like, if you guys remember Cold Steel 1, Gaius doesn't really have much of a conflict. He's the guy that always talking about the lore. You know, every time we go to a new town, Gaius will be the guy explaining, you know, that particular town. Hey, this town, blah 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 blah. He's the guy that gives a lot of exposition basically. Gaius doesn't really. It's a very one-dimensional character, always talking about the win. He is one-dimensional character, unfortunately. I like Gaius a lot. I like the character design. But if you ask me, in the first two Kiseki games, you take him out of the game, like, the game will not change at all, you know. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is with Gaius. I can say, though, that Gaius is one of those characters that feel like his character development happened off-screen. And I can say that with confidence because we never got to see how he became a Dominion, you know. He's one of those characters that's just the character development happened off screen. Like, it feels like it happened off screen. Well, it did happen off screen. Let's be real here. Alright, so moving on here. Let's talk about Musée now. I think Musée is looking at me here. Musée is a character that I like a lot. I'm gonna put her on A tier. So Musée is the only character in the game that all her bonding events should be her trying to get with Rin, you know. The Cold Steel Saga suffer from the waifu system, you know. Every girl has to like Rin, but I feel like the only character in the whole cast that sort of fits in the narrative is Musée. I like Musée as a character. Not only is she chasing Rin on the bonding event, but she also chasing Rin on the story. So it makes sense that the bonding events is her trying to get together with Rin. She's the only character that I can kind of accept the bonding event or the waifu thing because it fits her character. That's literally her character. She's trying to get Rin's D. So I like Musée. There's not much of a negative that I can say about Musée. I like her character. To play as Musée is also fun as well. She's very fun with the arts and stuff. So there you go. That's another character that I can talk about here. Let's talk about Nehar. Nehar is another character I like less than Schmidt. I feel like Schmidt is more interesting than Nehar. Nehar doesn't really have much of a on screen. On Cold Steel 2, I think he had a little bit more screen time, but Nehar is just a character that feels like it's extra character. You know, he doesn't do much at all. Let's talk about Juna. Juna. Where should I place you? Juna is also a mid-tier character to me. There's a couple of lines that I really do not like about the voice acting. The part where she says, "Give us Crossbill back." I always cringe about that line because I feel like that part of the voice acting, it just doesn't drive home. I guess you can say it kind of sounds rough to me. June is a character that I don't particularly like that much. Yuna as a character, you know, she's always complaining about something. Yuna is a character that of course becomes better later in the game, but once you play Cold Steel 4, I think she becomes a little bit more tolerable as a character. But as of right now, I don't like Yuna that much. I'm gonna put her there for now. Tomas, let's talk about Tomas for a second. So Tomas, I'm gonna put him back support. Tomas is a character that, you know, at the end of Cold Steel 3, if you gotta play basically at the end of Cold Steel 2, you gotta play Cold Steel 2 again to see the secret event of him, and him being the second hand of the Dominion, being the second strongest. Tomas doesn't do much as a character to pick. You know, he's there. We know his secret identity by the time you play Cold Steel 3, but he doesn't really do much at all, man. Tomas is one of those characters that should have a lot of I guess you can say a lot of an impact in the story, but he really doesn't do much. He just show up at the end. He help us teleport inside the final dungeon, and that's it. You know, that's basically the role of Thomas. It's one of those characters that really don't bring a lot to the table. You know, he's second in command. You know, he's the second strongest out of the Dominion, but that's as far as that goes. You know, it feels like that guy that has a big resume but doesn't bring much. I'm gonna put the squirrel. I couldn't even recall her name. I'm gonna put her on Matt because I feel like also she's a character that doesn't get a lot of screen time, man. Tomas is a Dominion that it just doesn't get. It suffers from the same issues as Gaius, but the difference between Gaius and Tomas is that Gaius has more screen time, and I like Gaius more as a character design. And Tomas, you know, Tomas has always been there. Not much I can say about any of these two characters, so let's just move on. Let's talk about. Let's see. Who else should I drive home here real quick? Let's talk about Laura. Talking about one-dimensional characters, so let's talk about Laura for a second. So Laura. So I think I'm gonna put in front of you now. So Laura is another character that is one-dimensional. She's always talking about her sword, and she's always talking about training. You know. At the course of Koshio 3, that's basically she's doing. She's going through different school now. I think in the beginning of Koshio 3, she goes to the bandit school trying to learn their style. Laura is a character that only cares about the sword and improving her fighting style. Nothing wrong with that. I don't particularly dislike her because of that, but she's definitely is one-dimensional like Gaius. You know, she's only cares about one thing, and that's pretty much the whole situation with Laura. I don't particularly like Laura. And I don't particularly dislike her either. She's okay. You know, she's much better than Yuna personally. I can tolerate her more than Yuna. That's for sure. I can say that much. Who else I can drop? Let's talk about my guy here, Randy. I like Randy a lot, actually. I like him more than Reen. I like him more than Emma. So Randy. Randy is a nice, good support in this game. I feel like Randy brings a lot to the game. Randy is the bro, man. He always talking about, you know, he doesn't specifically talk a lot about women in this game, but he's a guy. He's a fun guy to have around in the script, man. I do like Randy a lot as well, so I'm gonna put him on the good support. I think he's a good character. I like Randy. His weapon of choice. He says actually, he says craft. He doesn't have an S-craft, I think, in this game. No, Randy's not even playable on Coastal 3. I'm not talking about. I'm here thinking Coastal 4, but. Randy, I like Randy as a teacher. You know, that's not much I can say. I feel like he's above pretty much everybody else here on mid tier. So I guess when I'm thinking about it, I'm also thinking about Serengano. You know what he did there, since I have played with Randy more than any of these characters. You know, yeah, I think I can put it that way. I feel like Randy I just like his character in complex overall. So let's talk about Ironheart. I think it's one of the characters I'm going to be putting in high tier. Ironheart is a character, of course, that they're reading on Kiseki. She shows up briefly on Coastal 1, if I'm not mistaken. And then we finally, on Coastal 2, I'm not sure if it's just, I don't think in Coastal 2 she even show up at all. But in Coastal 3, she does show up. We fought her a couple of times. Ironheart is one of the, design-wise, I think she's one of the most badass design characters ever. I like the long hair. I like how they braided her hair on the front. I like the long hair on the back. I like Ironheart as a character. I feel like the mysteriousness for her and what she's trying to achieve is very cool. You know, at this point of the game, of course, 3, we still do not know why she started with Osborne at the end. But I'm gonna put it in high tier because I like the character design and I feel like her motivation has not been made clear enough. So high tier it is. Let's talk about the Homunculus characters now, Milliam and Athena. So let's talk about these two characters. So, if you guys on my Discord, you guys know I think I put Milliam on good support, but after working on the Coastal 1 and 2 review, oh my god, man, I hated Milliam back in Coastal 1. Like, I disliked this character full stop. I still still don't like Milliam a lot because there was a particular cutscene that I always think about. Like, when I think about Coastal 1, I think about this dang cutscene of Milliam when I'm gonna show the cutscene here real quick, the clip. Basically, Rin is basically sleeping, right? And Milliam just comes up and like puts her cushion in front of Rin, basically. Now, I think that's the best way I can describe the situation. It's a very weird scenario, man, because I don't know why Falcon trying to project this character like this or trying to make Minion project it like this, you know? And then when I think about Tina, right? I think about that cutscene for Coastal 2, if I'm not mistaken, when Rain sees Tina basically on the bed and you can see her panty shot of her or whatever. I don't understand why this particular scene even exists. Like, why is this a thing, man? Why do we need to see this kind of thing? Like, I understand Millie being all, Millie's as a character that always happy and jumpy, and she likes to show how happy she is, blah blah blah. But this particular scenes, man, they really did not sit well with me, as a player. Like, when I saw this, I'm like, yo, I hope nobody comes in and like see me playing this. Like I would not be able to explain someone in real life what the hell is happening on the screen when a cutscene like this happens. It just feels very awkward to me, man. Those kind of scenes like that is very cringe-worthy to me, and I don't feel comfortable. But other than that, if I take out those cutscenes out and I just think about the characters themselves, Milliam is okay. I feel like Milliam is basically the projection of this game. How everything is happy, how everybody's very nice in this game. I think Milliam's a good representation of that. Athena is a weird character, man, because she's like a robot character. I don't want to say that she has no feelings, but like she always has the same face expression, so it's kind of hard to gauge if she's happy or not, or what she really wants. I don't know, man. I like Milliam more than Athena, of course, but that's how it is. I feel about these two characters right now, man. Those cutscenes did not bring anything good about neither of those characters. Why was the point of seeing Athena's fucking panty shots, or Milliam jumping in front of Rin and basically putting her cushion in front of Rin's face? There are weird cutscenes, man. That's all I can say, and that's why they're mid-tier now. I think before you guys saw my disc, you guys saw that I think I had Milliam here, like in front of Rin. But after that, thinking about Deep Love Bakosio 1 and 2, and then to Kosio 3, they're mid-tier, man. They're mid-tier. Those cutscenes just really takes away a lot from the characters. I mean, it's only a 10-second scene, Feify, but believe me, a 10-second scene can definitely change your perspective of a character. I don't understand what fucking would do something like that, but hey, man, let's move it on here. Aurelia, let's talk about some real waifu material. So Aurelia is another character that I like. I think I'm gonna put her behind Rin here. I'm gonna put in front of Rin. So Aurelia is another character that doesn't get a lot of screen time, but I like her character design. I like lore-wise, she's supposed to be very powerful. She's on par with Ironheart in terms of strength, if I'm not mistaken. Now that I think in the Kosio 3 when we fought her with Rin and Aurelia. Aurelia says that she's kind of like almost at the same. I think they're the same power level, something like that. But I like Aurelia, man. Aurelia is a character that doesn't have much of a screen time, but I like her more than everybody in mid-tier. Like, honestly, she doesn't get a lot of character development in this game, but I like Aurelia. Not much I can say about it. Actually, I'm gonna put just behind Rin. I think that's a fair rank there for Rin. Alright, let's move it on here. In God tier, there's only going to be one character. And if you're on my Discord, you guys already know. So I'm going to leave that for last. Let's talk about Angelica. I think Angelica will be a good spot. So Angelica. So Angelica is basically, you can basically say that all the homosexuality in this game falls on this character. Like, literally, that's the best way to describe this character. All the homosexuality, all the lesbian flows goes to this character. You could say that she is the female character of Olivia. Where's Olivia at? Where's my man Olivia? Hey, Olivia here. I like Olivia a lot. I'm gonna put him on the screen. But the difference between Olivia is that Olivia does that on purposely. He kind of wanna fuck everything, and Angelica wants to fuck every female in the game. Hey, listen, man. Olivia is a much better character. I don't think I need to go super in depth for why Olivia is a better character than Angelica, even though you could say that Olivia is a like you can say Angelica is a female version of Olivia, but at the same time Olivia has a lot of character development. You will play Trust in the Sky 1, 2, and 3. Olivia gets a lot. Olivia is not just a guy that just wanna fuck everything, That's what it is. Angelica at the moment, she's basically the character that just wanna fuck every female. She doesn't get not that much of a character development. She's also another character that doesn't get a lot of character development. Besides that, she just wanna hook up with every girl. I'm gonna leave her at the bottom of me too. I think that's fair. Let's talk about my girl Fee and Sarah. So I like more Sarah than Fee, and they're both our bracers now. At the end of Cosio 2, Fee decided to go the same route as Sarah to be a bracer, and that's what's exactly what she's doing right now. I think both of these two characters are good. The motivations are much better. You know, Fee used to be just a character that, you guys remember Cosio 1, all she did was sleep a lot. If I'm not mistaken, she used to just sleep a lot. She really didn't care much about, you know, the school. But after Cosio 3, she kind of like expands more. You know, she becomes a bracer now. And Sarah, of course, you know, she used to be our teacher, and she's basically working on the bracing department now. And I like both of these characters. I like it both. Then, actually, I might put it a little bit on the front like that. I think that's fair right there. Yeah, I think that's fair. There we go. I think that's much better. Alright, so that's already two characters. They're both pretty much the same thing. Not much negative I can say about Sarah and Fee. So let's just move on here. Claire. I hate this character, man. So Claire is a difficult character to break down at the moment because I'm thinking about what she was doing in Cosio 2 on how she basically... Claire's a character that doesn't do much at all, man, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna put her on meh. You know, it's a character that doesn't do much at all. She's basically a puppet of Osborne, and that's the best way I can describe her. That's pretty much it, man. It's a character that I really don't care a lot, so I'm gonna put her on the map tier. Not much I can say about that. Let's talk about this guy right here. So this guy, I'm gonna put him on the map tier. I'm gonna put him on front here of New Heart. So George, it was very obvious that he was a gnome. Like, it was the clue was always there, so it doesn't feel like an asshole that he was a gnome all this time. Honestly, not much I can say about George. You know, his motivation has not been made clear by this point of the game. His rule that he had on Cosio 3 were fine. He chose Angelica in the face. Whatever. We're gonna leave it on the bottom of mid tier. I think that's fair for him. Let's talk about Marcus now. So Marcus we're gonna put on bad support. So let's talk about Marcus for a second. What is going on with this character? Marcus is a character that was very fun on Cosio 1 because in Cosio 1, him and Juices will always be fighting. What's Juices at? I'll mention his name. What's Juices at? Juices, you cannot escape me, man. There it is. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's put Juices over here. Next to Mailing. I think next to Mailing is fair. So, what's going on with these two characters? So, the beginning of Costio, the first game, Marcus was very like it was a fun character, you know. See the interaction with Joseph, all the fighting, that you're noble, you don't care about us, minorities, blah blah blah. And then, but after Costio 1, Marcus just becomes just a irrelevant character. He really doesn't do much in the game after Costio 1. Like, you can take him out of the game after Costio 1, and the game quality will not suffer. Like Costio 2 as a game will not suffer by taking out Marcus. And then in Costio 3, he doesn't really do much either again, you know. Marcus is a character that should not be in the original Class 7. You can say the same thing with Gaius, you know. He should not be in the original Class 7 either. Like, you could take him out of the game in Costio 1 or Costio 2, and the quality of the game will still be the same, because all Gaius do is get in position, and all the cool stuff with Marcus, you know, the fighting between Juices and between Juices and him goes away after Costio 1. You know, everything, all the fighting they have advantages, and like the side energy. Marcus basically becomes like a yes guy on Costio 2, and then in Costio 3 he really doesn't do, like, he doesn't really do anything interesting, you know. Marcus is a character that I really do not like much either, you know. He isn't doing anything, you know, unless he has like a hidden agenda that we don't know of, and it's gonna pop up in Costio 4. Then, hey, you never know, he could become much better than the bad support tier that I have in here. But at the moment, I do not like Marcus. Fuck Marcus. And Juices, not much I can say about him either, you know. I don't particularly dislike him that much either, you know. He's okay. I didn't play at him as much either, you know. Actually, I'm gonna have to rank Juices. Not that I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna rank your ass. I'm gonna put you there. Juices is another character that he just doesn't do much at all. In terms of, you know, in terms of the, you know, thinking about the structure of Costio 3, it doesn't do much, man. You know, Justice is another character that doesn't do much at all. I'm gonna put him behind there first. I think that's fair. Let's talk about Sharon. Sharon is another character that I like a lot. I'm gonna put her in front of Rin. Sharon is a character that has a lot of mysteriousness because we know she's an enforcer, and she has a past of being an assassin. And she sort of explains a little in this game her role, or how she became basically you know, how she became to work with Elisa's company or whatever. I like Sharon a lot as a character. Unfortunately, after this game, some shit goes on, but as of right now, I always like Sharon as a character. You know, I like her voice acting. Master Rin! I like her as a character, man. Not much I can say. Elisa becomes a very, very likable character. I like him more. I like him more after Kosu 1. Kosu 1 just was like, but I will put her at the bottom of the mid tier. But after Kosu 2 and 3, she becomes a little bit more tolerable. Elisa is okay character now. Not much I can say about Elisa, honestly. I do like her new outfit in this game. I feel like it fits her character. The dress she has on or whatever. I like her as a character. Not much I can say about Elisa. She becomes much more tolerable later in the game. So I'm gonna leave it there. Lester, a character that debuted in Trails of Kosu 3. Trails of Kosu 3, he doesn't do much at all, man, honestly. He's also one of those characters that's sort of like it just doesn't do much, you know. He's just here. He's like here, Rin. Here's an order you need to do by Osborn, and go ahead and do whatever you need to do. You know, you'll be ordered to help out because Osborn gave you order. So let's talk about Osborn. Osborn is actually one of the high tier characters. Osborn, man. Osborn is a character that's been name dropped, I think, since like second chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It could be second chapter, maybe. I know for sure in the third he gets mentioned, but I think he was name dropped once, maybe second chapter, but I could be wrong. But Osborn is a character that is one of the most badass entity on this game. He's basically the biggest villain of the Kiseki series overall. I like Osborn a lot as an antagonist. I like the voice acting of Osborn. He's up there, man. Do I like him more than Rin is a bigger question. And the answer to that will be yes. I like Osborn more than Rin. Like you guys can tell on the tier list. I like him more than Rin. I feel like the mysteriousness of this guy gives a lot. And I want to learn more about Osborn than Rin. Because Rin is just, you know, he's not exactly the most interesting character in the whole game. Campanella. Campanella is also a character that debuted, if I'm not mistaken, in the second chapter. Campanella is also a character that doesn't do much except play the role of a villain. Campanella, you know, I don't specifically dislike Campanella, but I don't know, man. I don't know much I can say about him because he's just, you know, he's just a character that says a few lines and that's it. You know, he is the guy that is watching everybody in the shadows to make sure everything goes appropriately with the plans or whatever, you know, in quotations. Not much I can say about Campanella. I don't particularly dislike him or like him, you know, he's okay. I like the character design, and that's all I can say. A lot of people had a lot of issues with his voice acting because he needed to sound basically like whatchamacallit, he needed to sound not like a male or female, like super ambiguous character. Honestly, I was fine with his voice acting. I didn't have a problem. A lot of people made a big deal about his voice acting, that he should sound ambiguous, but it is whatever, man. It is whatever with me. I really didn't care that much about him, his voice lines or whatever. Let's talk about Ash now. Ash is an A tier character, man. Ash is another character that I like of the new Class 7. I feel like we need more characters like him in this game. Not just in Kiseki, but more on Cold Steel, because I feel like in Cold Steel everybody's so damn nice, man. Everybody doesn't really go out of the box, you know. Everybody's just trying to stay in the box, but he's one of those characters also that just gets out of the box, like Muse. Muse is literally the only character in this game that in the story she chases Rin. And Ash, of course, plays a big role on the game. You know, you cannot take Ash out of the game. Ash plays a big role in the game. There's a lot of mysteriousness to this character. I like Rin. I like Ash as a character, man. He's an asshole, and he's here to be an asshole. I like him. I like Ash. Moving on here. Let's talk about Elliot. Elliot's another character that I really don't care. After Costume 1, he's also a character that falls off for me. At the end, I'm using him a lot in the gameplay, Costume 1, if I'm not mistaken. But after that, Elliot, you know, he goes off to be basically a musician, you know. He's another character that can be taken out of the game and nothing much will change, you know. He doesn't exactly take away from the story because, you know, he shows up a couple of times, but he's another character that could just be a background character. Ellie, unfortunately, he's another character that could have been taken out of the like you could take him out of Costume 1 and not much will change on the story because Ellie just doesn't bring a lot, man. You know, he's an extra character. It's one of the problems with Cold Steel with having a bloated, and I mean like a bloated characters in the game. Let's talk about Roselia. Roselia is another character that I like. It's one of the lilies of this game that I like. Roselia, I like the cutscene that she has with Rain, where she's like kissing Rain on the cutscenes and stuff. You know, it's cool. Roselia has a lot of mysteriousness as a character, you know. After she gets revealed that she is, I think it's in Cold Steel 3 that gets revealed that it is that she is basically the leader of the witch of the Hassan clan. Basically, she's the leader of the witches. So, not much I can say about her. I like her a lot as a character design. It's probably one of the few lilies that I like besides Tita. You know, she's not been sexualized or anything like that. She's you know. She's basically a cool character right now. I like it. Moving on here. Let's talk about a badass character here. Let's talk about my Burn, man. My Burn is also one of the characters that I like a lot. In terms of character design, I like him more than everybody else here. So, my Burn is a character that, of course, debuted on Cold Steel 2. My Burn is probably one of the best designed characters in the Hokiseki game. Overall, I like the blue on top, and then he has like pink hair, like the pink popping out on the end of the hair, the glasses. I guess you can not the glasses, but more like the sunglasses. The suit that he has. He has a cool suit. My Burn is a good character. I like him a lot. He doesn't do much, unfortunately, but as a character design and his motivation are kind of like unknown. But the character design, I like it. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it there. He's one of the villains that I personally just like a lot, you know. So I'm gonna put him like in the top end of the mid tier here. I think that's a fair enough. Tobal is a character that doesn't do much at all either. You know, he's another character that you could cut him out of the game and the story will not change him next to nothing at all. Tobal, of course, rescues Rin, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of Cold Steel 2. But like I said, if I'm not mistaken, there's a novel written of him, but he really doesn't do much at all in the story. And of course, in the end of Cold Steel 3, he's one of the characters that, in quotation, could have died at the end of Cold Steel 3. Nobody really cares about Tobal that much. He's a character that is always in the background for me. He's kind of like Nehar, but I feel like he's basically that character that should have done more in the game, but doesn't do much, you know. Unfortunately, I don't like him a lot as a character. I feel like Nehar is a much better character than him in every way. He's a brazier, okay. That's it. That's all I can say. You know, he's a co-worker of Asara, but he's just a character that they never appealed to me, unfortunately. Let's talk about Tawal. Let's talk about the shit. The first character put on the shit tier list. So Tawal is a character that I honestly never like, and I think my dislike towards her started beginning on Cold Steel 2. I did not like how basically Lara's father Victor gave her a ship. I'm gonna put Victor over here in front of Jesus here. So I was not a fan that she becomes basically the captain of this airship, and we have to go around and basically try to defuse the problems of the two sides basically of the story. I was not a fan, man, that how she basically becomes the captain, and I guess I had never been a fan of Tawal, you know, now that I think about it. Back in Cold Steel 1, we basically become the papa of the world. We're making the request, you know, helping her around and stuff. People love to say that she's like the most compatible with Rin, because in Cosio 3 she gets a lot of screen time because she's a teacher as well. Honestly, it's a character that I cannot take seriously because of how short she is. You know, she. I do not like that she doesn't like cannot fight for her own life. Like at the end of Cosio 3. Think about the end of Cosio 3. On the part where we had to fight, she had to fight George. She's like, I feel like she's one of those characters that cannot hurt. Like she doesn't fit the military, I guess you could say setting that, you know, you're supposed to be able to fight by your own and basically, you know, fight your own basically. I think that's basically why I don't like Tawar a lot, man. Tawar is a character I never liked since the beginning of Coastal 1. I'm gonna put her on the ship tier list because I just don't like this character at all. That is it, man. I don't like the character. I do not like how in Cosio 2 she was basically the captain and made this important. She was basically being important because of that scene, but whatever, man. I don't like her as a character. Let's talk about another one on the ship tier list. Let's talk about this guy right here. Celtic, if I'm not mistaken, because his name is. Celtic is a character that doesn't get a lot of screen time. You know, the couple of times he shows up in this game, of course, 3, he's been an asshole. I like asshole characters, you know, like Ash. Ash is okay, you know, but my guy here, Celtic, you know, I think everybody will put him on the shit tier list because he was trying to choke Athena at the end of Cosio 3, you know. But I feel like his motivation is kind of weak to me, you know. He's just trying to follow Osborn for whatever reason. It does not make sense to me why he's following Osborn. Of course, his motivation becomes a little bit more clear on Cosio 4, but let's just talk about Cosio 3. It does not make sense how he's just, you know, how he was just a nice guy in Cosio 2 and then he does this drastic. I mean, people change all the time, you know. He basically went through a life crisis on the end of Cosio 2 with him being taken hostage and everything. He wants to defend himself, become powerful, become a man basically. But I don't like him as a character. I never did like him as a character, not even on the end of Cosio 2 where we save him. So chip tier you go, my man. Chip tier. Another character we can talk about. This is a character I don't even know his name. I'm gonna put it at the end of mid tier 2. He's another character that doesn't really do much. You know, this guy is of course the partner of Aurelia that kind of like work together, but I can't even recall his name, man. That's how low of screen time this guy get. I can also put it on the map tier, honestly. Let's put it on the map tier. I think he deserves to be there. He's one of those characters that can be caught out of the game. I don't think not much will change. Of course, he comes from the same time as Gaius, but this guy, whatever this guy name is, unfortunately, I cannot recall your name. We're gonna have to put you there, my man. We're gonna have to put you down there. Who else we're gonna talk about? Let's talk about this guy right here. This is basically his father, which I cannot recall his name either. It's okay, man. You know, he basically gets revived in quotation mark, like he comes back from the dead. It doesn't get explained how he gets revived. I'm also gonna put him on the map tier list, honestly. He's one of those characters that doesn't particularly drive home to me that much, you know, because he's been, you know, he was referenced. Of course, he's been referenced, but it's a character that I really don't care much. I don't care much at all. This is another character that Alisa's father, Block Almerish. I think that's one of the Elias's name. Block Almerish. Not much I can say about him, honestly. He is welcoming Osborn, and he just wanna see the war go to chaos, basically. Not much I can say about him, man. I don't particularly dislike him or like him, so let's just move on from that. Avita is another character that I like a little, you know. I like him more. I like him more than Juices by this point, to be completely honest. So let's put in front of Juices here. Vita, not much I can say about Vita. She was trying to do something, of course, you two, make Rin and Crow fight each other for the divine battle, and have Rin or Crow absorb each other's powers. Vita is a mysterious character as well, because she is an Anguist, but she's kind of like, I think she's one of those people that could probably betray Ouroboros because everybody in the end up betraying Ouroboros for some reason. I think that's basically the Kiseki game. You know, every member of the Ouroboros will eventually betray Ouroboros because that's how the Kiseki game roll. I'm talking about Double. Double is a character that I like a lot, actually. I will put her right behind Laura for the meantime. Double is a character that I like a lot. People like to mock her because she's always, you know, cringe-worthy. Rain Sosha. Yeah, I like Double a lot, man. I like the character design. I like how she's very loyal to her leader, Adrian Hard. And I look forward to see how much they do with her, you know. In this game, and thinking about Cold Steel in the previous installment, she's a good character, man. I feel like you know, people love to mean her out, but I like Duval as a character, man. There's not much I can say about that. Alright, we're almost done here, guys. I'm actually surprised how fast I'm going with this. For how long I've been recording? I'm only wondering now. Almost for an hour I've been going on here. Oh my god, this is crazy. I didn't think this video was going to take that long for me to do. I thought it was going to take maybe 20 minutes me talking about all the characters. But no, man. This shit's just going wild. Alright, guys. So this is another store reader member. I cannot recall your name. Unfortunately, I cannot recall her name. Let's get the other one in here. What's the other one at? These two characters, man. I'll be honest. I don't particularly care that much either. I could put both of them in the mech tier. Fortunately, our characters that don't get a lot of spotlight, like Double Double have been getting spotlight since Cold Steel 1, if I'm not mistaken. Since Cold Steel 1, I think she'd be showing up. And these two members here, unfortunately, they just don't get a lot of spotlight. Not much I can say about them, honestly. I'm just gonna put them at the end of the map tier. You know, they're whatever to me, and that's not gonna leave it there. The Xeno characters, again, I know. Those characters that I also don't care that much either. I'm gonna put them on the map tier, both of them. Leonidas, I think this is Leonidas and Xeno. Oh, this is Xeno or Leonidas. I think it's like that. This is Leonidas and this is Xeno. Not much I can say about them, honestly, man. They show up a couple of times. Not much I can say. Let's talk about Alisa's mother is also a character that doesn't show a lot of emotions as well. She's one of those characters that's very strict. She's like a strict parent to Alisa. Not much I can say about her, honestly, so we're just gonna drop it there. Let's talk about now there's two members right here. So this is the two characters I'm gonna be putting also on the chef tier list. Rain's sister, I cannot even recall her name at this point, man. Rain's sister, I hate everything that this character stand for, you know. She's basically in the game to remind us that she wanna get together with Rain. That's basically the sole purpose of her. And the princess, she's there to troll her that she wants to get together with her brother. That is basically the whole existence of these two characters here. I could care less, man. They get like, I feel like you could call her out of the game and it sort of would not change that much with Rain. I mean, you know, there's a past of Rain saving her sister or whatever. Oh shit. There's a point that Rain saves her in the past, but honestly, that could be changed to something else. These two characters are just there to follow that trope of Rain liking his sister or whatever. So that's basically it. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't like these two characters, man. Honestly, they're just there just to put that trope on. I could care less. Okay. Now let's talk about Tio. Tio is a character that I like, actually. You know, she and Tina has that robotic kind of thing going on. You know, I ain't gonna front. They both have that robotic thing going on. I think Tio is okay as a character. Not much I can say about her. She's basically the otaku of the Kiseki series, you know. If she could sit in front of the computer 24/7, she would do it. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I can say about her, man. Not much I can say about her. She didn't have that much of a role in Cold Steel 3, but you know, having played as her in Serengano, I like her. She's more than just a robotic character. But for now, Athena is kind of like that, so that's why I gotta put her there. Athena is just basically her, but different. You know, the different characters still. But alright, guys. The character that's gonna be on my GOP tier list is fucking Shirley, man. Orlando. So let's talk about Shirley for a second. How the hell did she end up on my top tier? A character that I don't think I talked about. It's a character I don't think I ever talked about much because I haven't done much content on Zero or Ano Kiseki, so I don't talk to her much a lot. But let's talk about Shirley for a second. Shirley is of course a character that debuted, if I'm not mistaken, in Ano Kiseki. She is a Jagger, I guess you can say. You know, she was a member of the Jagger and then basically became a Ouroboros member. Shirley, let's talk about how she ended up on my god tier. So basically, she ended up on my god tier because of Koshio 3. The voice actor of this person, Amber Lee, if I'm not mistaken, I think her name is. I become very, very, very obsessed with the person that's voicing Shirley, man. She is basically the character that stopped the spotlight for me on Koshio 3. Like, when I started playing Koshio 3 right in English, I'm thinking, okay, let's see how all the new characters are gonna do. You know, the new Class 7 voice actors, and I was interested on a gay voice actor, so to see how if it was gonna sound like Agate from Trust in the Sky. The character that blew me out of everybody, besides Rin's voice actor, was Shirley's, man. This woman, man, is very good with the voice acting when it comes to Shirley. Like, if I picture a voice acting of English, like like how she will sound like, this is it right here, man. So whoever cast this person in Nisa, man, you guys did a wonderful job. I gotta give it to you. Shirley is a god tier voice acting. I even had to follow this woman on Twitter. That's how impressed I was, man. I had to follow her on Twitter. I'm gonna leave you her Twitter in the doobly doo below, man. I'm even gonna show her out. Hey, I love your work. Shirley is a god tier, man, just because of the voice acting. Unfortunately, Shirley does not get a lot of screen time on this game also. But out of all the villains so far, she is my favorite because who's the person behind her that is voice acting her. I hope that she reprises her role in the future Kiseki games. I know she's gonna be on Coastal 4 for sure, but I'm sure it's gonna be showing more in the future games. So I hope she reprises her role as Shirley, Amber. I hope that she becomes the person that always voice her, because I cannot think of now that I think of Shirley, I'm gonna be thinking about Amber Lee because she killed her role. There was a tweet that she sent out. This stuff of all the characters you have done that she have voice acted, and you know she is basically a master when it comes to voice acting crazy characters. Like, this is not her first rodeo, so that's why she's so good. But other than that, guys, this is gonna be my character tier list of Koshio 3. I'm not gonna be doing the NPC students, man. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, let's talk about, I guess I forgot Michael. Michael, not much I can say about it, honestly. I'm gonna put him at the bottom here, man. Let's put him right there. I forgot about Michael. Sorry, Michael, but I don't have much to say about him either. But this is basically gonna be my Koshio 3 tier list. You guys can see this is how I feel about every character as of right now. Once Koshio 4 comes out in English and play it, I'm gonna do another one of basically my final thoughts, every character, of where they're gonna be end up. Of Koshio 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is a tad bit long vid, but a lot of you guys wanted to know what is my tier list of Koshio 3. So this is how it is. Basically, this is how it's gonna be looking. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like on it. I'm gonna see if I can start dropping those reviews, because I was planning to drop the reviews before I did this kind of thing. Like, I was planning to do Koshio 1, 2, 3 review and then drop the tier list, because on the reviews I'm not gonna be talking about much about the characters like in depth like I'm doing here. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys on the next one. Catch ya.